voice of Prior Eric from Adela. And you came because you had heard that the High Cleric Erlist of Harfoot has disappeared. So, of course, this is very interesting to Friar Time. And Gronk is a fellow cleric, I'm sure, wants the best for ecumenical relations also. And you were told that a message had come that the sort of the ransom or the negotiation terms would be presented at midnight at a abandoned watchtower near the city, but a little bit a ways. And along the way, you were attacked by these strange flying women and their creature that they had with them. And they wanted a particular book, a book that they thought that you had, although you didn't, and someone's disintegrate spell came in quite handy. Did he use that on the big monster or on one of the flying women?
The big monster.
Okay. And at midnight, you saw a familiar face, a magic user, a mage of some acquaintance of yours named Osnar. And he claimed that, they'd found the High Cleric and they'd taken him into kind of a protective custody for his own good. But, of course, they'd love to return him, but they should get something out of the deal, too. That's only fair, certainly. And they asked for the Polymath's Lost Notebook in exchange. And you were to bring it out to that same location should you find it. So I believe that's where we are now. I don't know if anybody has anything to add, anything that I neglected.
There was the people who approached me in the tavern for employment, and they said they'd send word at the inn that they recommended me to stay at. And I think that's all that's all I had to add.
Yep, that was El Mahim.
Yeah, and they sent crows tapping at my window and flew away.
That's right, you did see crows.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows if those crows will appear again.
And I'm currently flying because I rescued Gronk.
That's right, because one of them dropped Gronk off the cliff and you guys got kind of webbed up down there at the bottom. I think you were still webbed up when the face appeared in the sky.
Yep.
Kind of like the great and powerful Oz, so to speak. So, anything else that like I said, that's the first time I've ever dropped a dwarf off a cliff. That was great. I got to have some fun here, I can't be doing all this work for nothing.
I wouldn't have done it any other way.
So, if there's nothing else I neglected, you folks are now... Oh, let me make sure to ping everybody. I always forget to do that, especially for the benefit of our fine cameraman, who I wish we could email electronically some of that peanut butter beer or something as a reward.
Yeah.
Tolan has joined the game.
Or whatever he likes.
All right.
Very good.
That slacker.
Why is he always late?
There. And there
Welcome.
he is. He does it just to make us feel like he's really busy or something like that.
He likes to make an entrance.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, are you guys playing? I guess I'll join.
Oh, and David, as I'm only one of 3 games, I assume my Star Wars game is running.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No, John, I'm sorry. All our slots are full.
Yeah, no, I know it was. I'm just teasing you.
We hate to tell you this the 8th time in a row, but we're all full up. No, we're good, John.
I figured.
You're on board. Hopefully, we get a few more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I get some good D&D ones too.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a 5e game?
I don't see a 5e game on the list. The Pathfinder. There's a Pathfinder, a Call of Cthulhu, and John's game.
No.
So,
well, if you really need it, I can run one. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, I will let you know. But right now, yes, we need a game.
Yeah, and
Well,
worst
yeah.
comes to worst too, David. I can run mine twice in the second slot if need be.
Well-
But it depends on how many people we have, because I don't want to run it twice and take away from somebody else's game who hasn't run at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I'm also looking at signups, and there isn't a lot of signups either. But the problem comes.
You want me to sign up twice?
Yeah. I need Earl. I need you to come over twice.
I can sign up on NEPA. I mean, right now I'm signed up on Sega, but I could do, or Saga. I could do NEPA too.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Matt, what do you want to do? You want to go down this weekend?
No, it's not till the 25th. You got lots of time to get.
Oh.
Your together.
March
A month
20th.
away.
Yeah. You got a month.
Ah.
I'm an old guy that works for government. Like I can take time off like the best of them.
They just want you to go.
Yeah,
Hey, Matt, I think it's time for you to take a break.
Sounds great.
Okay.
We'll talk.
In any event,
Okay.
where would you like to go next? What would you like to do next?
So Gronk didn't fall to his death?
No.
I caught him.
Oh, you're a good man.
Tolan
And
cast a fly spell as I was jumping off the cliff, and I managed to catch Gronk.
Somebody cast a web. It must have been, I think that would have been Tolan, because I think that's only a wizard spell.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did the Spider-Man safety net.
So they didn't
Yep,
bring.
yep.
They didn't bring the magician,
The cleric.
the cleric.
or the Hobbit Pope.
And so
So
how-
Gronk's thinking like maybe they waylaid the people, like they found out this was happening, and maybe they like have those people who have it somewhere, and they came to sort of trick us out of it.
or maybe they're just a separate group altogether.
Like a
Right? Maybe
third
there's-
party.
Maybe there's two factions vying for this
Oh, maybe.
notebook.
Yeah.
So
I met them in the tavern.
did they look like the ones that attacked us?
No, this was a human man, or as far as I could tell.
That might be somebody else completely different.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. Maybe there's two factions or a
Well,
couple groups after this book.
I'm not usually the smartest one in the bunch, but they contacted me, told me what inn to go, and then that night the crows appeared at my window. So maybe because I was talking to them, why else would the crows come to my window?
Did you leave out birdseed?
No.
Do you think they were? No, I can't remember. I drank too much that night. Were we in the same room, Velvaro? I wonder if they saw me talking to you.
I don't recall. We were in the same room, I think, right?
Or I know we were in the same bar.
Yeah.
It's kind of foggy, guys start drinking.
Did is it Osnard? Did Osnard say something about the other people that were coming at us, or did we not? Yeah, because he did say, "Oh, you chased off the beasties," but did he say who they were? With the Z.
No, I don't believe he did.
Osnar.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't say. He didn't give you any information on them. I don't think you asked him about it.
Oh, okay.
If I'm remembering correctly. If I'm remembering wrongly, we'll retcon it. And
No, I know that he that was Osnar. I know he noticed. He arrived just as they were leaving, so he knew we were battling them, but he didn't say anything about them. At least not what I wrote down. But Osnar is with the magicians, I believe, right? And it's the magicians.
the
that
Magicians
have
Guild.
the-
Yep.
Yeah, and they have the high cleric.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Protective custody. He was wandering away, and they had to make sure he was safe.
Yeah, whatever. They're all gonna die.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, is that our next step? Is to go back to the Magicians Guild and say, no? So
Well,
we don't have this book. The book that
No.
we're talking. Nobody has it, right? I look at Tolan.
They mentioned that the book is in the city. So we just have to go back to King Sawyer and find the book. And if we do that, then we can exchange the book for the High Cleric and then kill them all.
You've become very bloodthirsty, my friend.
Harfoot is a bloodthirsty god.
Yeah, is he? Yeah, is he?
Now,
Yeah, is he? Do you sacrifice people to Harfoot?
good food and lots of blood.
You know, what, just a little off topic. I read something where they were saying about WotC creating this like secret society that, you know, this idea that halflings have for years had this sort of friendly face, but underneath there's sort of like there's something else darker.
No, that's not true at all.
Well, no, but I laugh because I was thinking about starting a campaign and almost something similar, sort of having them more like an underground freedom fighter type people. But I'm starting to wonder, even though I am a halfling, I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's true. Maybe there's a whole sect of halflings there.
In Dark Sun, they are practically feral.
Yeah, they're
and barbarians.
Yeah.
Well, isn't almost everybody in Dark Sun barbarians?
Halflings in Dark Sun are barbarians, I think. Yeah, well, it's weird.
So I guess it's find the book and then unleash Friar Time on the Magician's Guild.
Hey, if we can do it peacefully, I'm okay with that.
Sounds like a plan to me.
But those other, but the other creatures, I'm wondering how they fit in. They're not with the magicians, but they seem to know what's going on because they already knew that the ransom was the book, and they assumed we had it already.
Well, maybe they're the connected to the crows that were spying on Velvaro.
I think the magicians were the crows.
You think so? Keeping an eye on you?
Well, I mean, with the flying, the flying women, I sort of thought that too.
Yeah.
You're saying that the women were the crows?
Well, they have some sort of connection to the crows.
Yeah.
Possible.
So that maybe
we need to go back to the temple library.
Yeah, we could do that. Was there any thought of us just barging into the Magician's Guild to rescue the High Cleric and book be damned?
That's a daring plan. I like it. It's a den of wizards.
We don't know where that is, though.
Well, they could be pretty powerful, so.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen Toll on Wipeout. Well, actually, last game, we saw that whole flipping. What was that?
Tolan just looks at his feet. Yeah.
What did you do? What was that spell?
I removed him from existence.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe that's a dumb plan.
Yeah.
Attacking magicians, dumb plan. Sorry. So,
unless there's a wrestling match.
Unless there what?
There's a wrestling match.
Yeah, and they promise not to use any magic. So, yeah, why don't we do that then? Head back to the city, King Sawyer.
Yeah, we'll wait till morning.
Sawyer.
Is that a real word, John?
I live in Sawyersville.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's where that's from.
So of course I had to make the Kingstown, based on my own hometown.
Yeah.
Because his mind is not for any god or government.
No.
Okay.
That would be Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, that's it's not
that's today's Tom Sawyer.
Yeah. mean guy. Okay. So do we want to split up and do some research and see if we can find a connection between the flying women and the crows?
That's the tomes and not for me. I crave action.
Town, it's still a couple hour walk to town, and it's just after midnight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The face appeared around midnight-ish.
Well, maybe we should just hang out here, heal up, rest,
Yeah,
and set off early tomorrow.
it's a good idea.
I mean, there's a toilet here.
Hasn't been used in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Friar Time.
I need a little privacy.
You'll have to cast invisibility or something.
Put up a wall of fire.
I already have a protected people.
Oh, worst use of a spell. Need to go to the washroom.
But
Wall of
also,
fire. Yeah.
also eliminates any lingering odor.
Oh dear.
It's a good thing we're recording this for YouTube because
Yeah.
I hate
For
to
posterity.
I hate to lose this brilliance.
Those guys spent
ten
10
minutes
minutes
Posterity.
talking about how to cover their.
We're high class. So, do we want to stay here?
Just for you YouTubers, the GM's not weighing in on this.
No.
All right?
John is like Switzerland. He is completely neutral. He neither encourages nor discourages our behavior.
Exactly.
Hey, he's the one to put.
I don't care. I don't care which side won the women's hockey game.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that it's the DM who put the toilet there.
Yeah, true. Okay, so why don't Gronk and Vivaro come up?
I only did it for Shannon.
Did they need help, or can Velvara fly up?
I could probably still fly up, I guess.
With Gronk or not? Maybe we
I
need.
think with fly you can. I think if you can carry it on the ground, you can fly with it.
I was counting. Yeah, that's how I stopped him. I caught him, and then we got caught in the web.
Fly says this about these sort of things. Okay, he can't carry more than his maximum load. So if his maximum load, and I forgot how to calculate maximum load, but somebody did it on the fly. But basically, if he can't carry more than his maximum load.
And I have a 16 strength.
Yeah, 16 strength, human, a heavy
Somewhere in
load
scale mail. Yeah.
is 180 pounds.
You
So-
might have to walk.
And there goes Gronk.
Gronk's a good little climber. He could do it.
Well, we'll throw some ropes down. We'll help you up. Just have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Okay, you said you have a 16 strength.
Yeah.
Heavy load would be 120.
Oh, really?
Now. Yeah.
I've got 180 in my book.
Oh, sorry, 180. I was looking at the wrong column. Yeah, right, 180. So you probably could. You
That's
might
the
be able.
halfling. That's the halfling heavy load.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong column. Yeah, dwarf, elf, and human, 180.
Well, I'll throw some ropes down. We'll cinch them up.
I'll fly up then.
Yeah,
I like this spell.
you can carry him a little bit underneath the armpits. So come on up, Gronk.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Okay, so you're going to take an evening there to heal up and rest up, and then go home or go back to King's Square.
Yes, please.
Okay. So remember that you get 1d3 for sleeping, and I don't know if anybody's burning any healing spells before you go to bed.
Let's see. So 310 minutes have passed. 6 hours have passed.
Oh, okay. You have a ring of healing. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you have 310 hit points.
Yes, exactly.
There you go. You're the Tarask.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh God.
Well, I'm going to. So if we're going to sleep, then Gronk wants to.
I can do some healing too.
Yeah, I could use a little heal.
Okay.
Okay, so So Gronk, let's see here. Gronk's gonna just do one on himself, a cure light wounds first, and then he's all good. So cool, that's good enough. 48. And then okay, who?
Well, I'm down about 20.
Oh, okay, so 20. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. So I'll do a cure serious on. Where are you, Rascal Foot? 23.
Nice.
Oh, that's perfect.
Albion, do you need some?
I am down by 16.
I'll cast another cure serious on you.
You're back. You're back to the full. I took her out.
Velvaro.
Thank you very much.
You're
I
down.
feel just fine.
But quite welcome. You are helping to save a High Cleric of Harfoot. You deserve it.
Fire time. So I'm gonna. So Velvaro gets 24 points,
Oh, that put me full. Belvar is never at full.
and Friar time.
Neither are his clothing. I gave myself a couple of cure lights, so I'm good. I'll be good overnight. I
Okay,
think I
and
only
I'm,
need like 2 hit points.
cool. I'm gonna be another cure light on myself. Oh yeah, okay. All right.
What's your god's name again, Matt?
Farlangen. He is dweller on the horizon.
Okay,
Lord
well,
of travel, isn't he? Too, as well.
That's right. I'm always on the quest. The god of hitchhiking.
Isn't that Volkswagen's god?
Farmer Logan. That's right.
Okay. So should I take you back to town then? Or did everybody roll their 1d3 for sleep if they need it?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
We're all good.
So is everybody healed up and ready to go?
Yes.
Or not
Yes.
yet? I mean, I just want to make sure. So
All
the night
righty.
passes quietly while you're here. I'm assuming you're keeping watches,
Yep.
Mhm.
rotating the watch, and you don't have to worry about an order. I'm just going to see. I'll start with Friar time at 12 o'clock. So 1, 2, 3. So Albion, during your watch, you think you see kind of on the horizon birds.
Oh man.
Can't tell if they're seagulls or something else, but they come quite near to where you're camped out there. You know, it's pretty dark, but definitely you hear the beating of wings. They come close and then fade off into the distance.
I don't like that.
And other than that, the night passes uneventfully.
All right.
Hmm.
Okay, so should I drag you back to town?
Mhm.
Your tokens, not folks personally.
Jim Thorpe.
Probably fire time. Your protection from evil has faded.
I believe it's yes. By now it would have.
I think I can take it off you. There we go.
I just did.
I mean, unless you want to cast it again for some.
No,
Somebody's-
that's okay.
Okay. So, where are you headed back in town? Are you headed back to the
Sorry, did you pay?
the main temple or church for Harfoot, or you wanted to go elsewhere, or you need me to ping?
Just for our cameraman.
You tell me where you're going. I don't want to presume.
I'm following the wise ones in our group.
Well, mm,
I'd like to Gronk loves the library and these winged sort of creatures that women that we're visiting. He's he's not sure he's ever seen those before, so he wants to visit sort of the mythological and creatures section of the library and really try to use his wisdom to try to figure out. I don't know if that's a wisdom check or what check, but just try to learn more about them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rascalfoot wants to. He's kind of wondering if he can figure out where this magician's guild is. So he's maybe just going to kind of roam the streets and, use his thiefly abilities to do some street research.
And John, I'd like to visit a tailor and buy a whip, a replacement whip.
Did you lose your whip?
Yeah, they severed it, and Friar Time gave me his for the time being.
Yeah.
It's amazing how he keeps time with it. Crack, 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 crack.
Like a manometer.
Okay, so Gronk is doing some research. Velvara will visit a tailor, and Rascalfoot's going to kind of hit the bars or the side streets.
Gather information.
I will go back to Brother Cadfell and let him know what we found out. I'll report out to the brother.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, so I'm going to take Rascalfoot and Velvara to town, and how about, I guess, just Tolan and Albion are the only two I don't know what they're up to.
We're trying to find a book, right? That's the big idea. We don't know where this book is.
The Lost Book, it's called.
Well, it's definitely not going to be in the library, but maybe I'll head to the library to read some of his other books. Maybe that'll give me some inspiration as to where the last book was made. I'm guessing. Or, maybe in some weird fashion he's included notes on like where he hid his last book. All right, if he was responsible for hiding his last book.
Okay.
So,
sure. And then how about Albion?
Albion's probably just going to tag along to the library as well.
Okay.
Not much else for him around here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you tell Brother, I guess we'll do the library stuff first, and then I'll move Rascalfoot and everybody into town to see what's going on in town. Although that's on another map. I got some other people around town. So you tell Brother Cadfell this, and he is very concerned. He's saying, "Oh, it's called a lost notebook. And every once in a while it's rumored that someone's found it, and then there's a sale. But it's all very shadowy, and it's very hard to actually attribute this or that particular book to him." He said, "But they must have some information that it's extant, and it must be in the area. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so bold as to seize the High Cleric." He looks very worried about this. He said, I don't know if you can find it or not. He said, there is an antiquities market in town, but it's kind of kept a little bit quiet. They even have guards, to let people in. I haven't been there myself in some time.
Just making sure.
And he's an antiquities dealer.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You said antiquities dealer.
There are several of them. He said there was a woman I worked with called Nara. I bought a few things for the temple here, because now some of the merchants there are a bit shady. They'll try and pass anything off as an antiquity, but they might have some information.
Nothing.
Cool.
That's a good place to start.
Maybe someone with a good charisma can go charm them.
And you trust her?
Well, as much as I guess anyone can trust a merchant, there were some artifacts of Harfoot that some treasure seekers had had claimed to have dug up, and we wanted to bring them home. Real or not, we wanted to bring them home.
I see.
Because some of the people who buy these antiquities very disreputable. So either way, we wouldn't want these items, in their collections.
No, definitely no. They should be in the possession of the temple.
Okay, so Gronk, you were going to try to see if you could ascertain anything about the flying women who attacked you.
Right. I want to know, like, have they been cited in the past, or are they associated with any sort of realm of magic, or just sort of some clue as to like where their home base might be, or just to tie them or something. Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't you give me an intelligence and a wisdom check? The intelligence sort of for your, what's the word? Your library abilities, and then the wisdom to see if you can make any sense out of what you find.
Ooh. Okay. So I have an intelligence of 12. So here goes.
Make the Dewey Decimal check.
Oh, phew. Okay.
Ooh,
so I
that's
think that's
very nice.
good. And I have a wisdom of 16.
Ooh, cool.
All
Nice
right.
rolls.
Rolling low comes in handy sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ron's good at that.
I can't swing a mace, but I can read a book like nobody's business. I can work that Dewey Decimal System.
All right. What you get is that these are and from both the books and from your previous experience, as a cleric, you would be very trained to know the enemy, or perhaps minions of the enemy. So you know that these are called the Sisters of Tiflanar, and they come from another plane. I'll even type that out because it's
Cool.
and some suspect this is an infernal or an evil plane. Others think they're just misunderstood. And so if they're coming here and they think they think that this book is in existence, that this could be rather serious. And of course, that there are always ne'er-do-wells looking to control creatures from other planes for their own purposes.
Okay.
And it ain't to sell Girl Scout cookies.
The feeds.
Okay. That's good. Good to know.
Yeah. Which is kind of why they might have had that strange fire-breathing creature with them too, possibly, you suspect.
Right.
Oh, he may have been under. I thought he was their boss, but now I see he may have been under their control.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you remember, I don't think he spoke.
No, I don't think he did.
Oh, by the way,
Told him
does Gronk still have that? I don't think anyone else was really interested. Does Gronk still have that magic cloak with the 3 faces?
He may.
I think so. I don't think anyone else really wanted that. Jumped out. Okay, so he's going to hang on to it for now.
Yeah, I thought you took it.
Yeah. Okay. I had that
It's
note.
a hood of many faces.
Oh, thank you.
At least, or L3, at least.
Cool. Okay.
Now, was Tolan looking, or Albion looking for anything specific in the library, or just general enjoyable reading?
General enjoyable reading, I'd say.
Okay. And you find there, go ahead. Albion also finds several volumes. They're even numbered. Different, and it seems to be more like popular fiction. Different adventures of. You see VV on the cover, stylized VV.
Is there a garbage disposal nearby? It's a serious question.
Um,
Are they
no,
they're probably chained to
just a tiny little waste bin. That's all.
They're probably chained to the shelf like a medieval library.
Is he like in between bookshelves, like away from the others?
Could be.
Albion just takes out his deck and just kind of scribbles out VV and just puts it back.
Jealousy will get you nowhere.
And when he comes back to the others, he says, "Worst library ever."
Nothing but trashy novels. You could have got them to sign them. They would have been worth more. Sold them on eBay.
Truth be told, I think they would
No,
have been worth less.
They'd have to be signed by the real Velvaro.
Pretty sure they would have been worth even less.
Yeah, it's always it's always hard to verify them, like sports autographs.
Yes.
Okay, then was Tolan looking for anything?
I just wanted to
Particular?
look at. I was just going to look for the Polymath's other books, just to see if there was, to verify that the book even exists.
Okay.
And so maybe if the, and maybe the Polymath led some sort of master clue as to where he kept it, or if there's another copy.
Oh, interesting.
Mm.
All right, let's see what we got. I'm rolling. This is Shannon's special dice comes into
All
play
right.
here. Okay, there is not another copy,
Okay.
but because there was no but there is a footnote. It's underneath a drawing of a horse, I think. A proposed horse statue or something, and he does mention at the bottom, kind of in a footnote, he says, I almost like he was distracted or something. And he said, I discussed the planes in my other notebook, in my previous book.
Mm. Okay.
And as you read his notebooks, like he's all over the place. There's stuff on art, there's stuff on architecture, there's stuff on military reinforcements. He was like the world's first genius with ADHD.
Well, now that we understand
Yeah.
what the hell that was. Interestingly enough, I've got a copy of the Codex Leicester in a book over here. Okay. So he mentions the book in other works, so it's confirmed, but there's no other copy. So somebody else has got a better lead on it than what I can find in the book. That's what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you did find written confirmation that the book at least exists.
Okay.
Somebody's rolling like mad.
Oh, it's just me making comments.
That's fine. That's fine.
This
Okay,
is all of Persiero, right?
Yes, it is. His lost notebook.
He is known as the Polymath.
Yes.
Aha. Okay.
I always love
gathered
that. I always wish if I could go live in a time when I could actually be a polymath. That's the coolest spot. I guess you could today, but it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go back to town, and Belvaro seeks out a tailor
And a whip.
and a whip. Okay, so you're easily able to purchase those items. There's plenty of haberdasheries and whipperies in town.
What kind of place is this?
The sex shop.
And then I'll go back to the inn after all that, just in case there was word left or somebody's waiting for me to return. Just the inn they recommended that fellow who approached me.
Right. And the man behind the desk will be this guy with the funny hat here. He says, "Oh, you're back." He says, "You seem like a nice guy, but maybe a little naive. They really only send him here to sort of get him off their trail." And I usually don't say anything because I could always kind of use the business, but I don't want to take double advantage of you. That just wouldn't be right.
No, you're a good man.
We try to be somewhat honest here in King's Sawyer.
Then I shall leave a momentum at my thanks that will bring fame to your tavern. And I carve two V's on the bar with the sword. Now people know that Velvaro was here. And I leave.
And as you leave, you hear him holler in the back. He says, "Do we still have that can of stain? Maybe some putty?" Okay, so where are you headed, Rascalfoot?
Well, is there sort of a seedier side of town in King Sawyer?
Oh, there's a seedier side of town everywhere.
Well, I didn't want to disparage your town, so I want to be very careful. But, I'm going to kind of use my nose and kind of head to maybe a little less reputable establishments and, buy a few drinks, listen, maybe chat up a few, old timers that seem to have loose lips and few teeth, and see if I can suss out, does anyone have any idea about this Magician's Guild, or if I mention it, do people instantly sort of, become quiet, or I'd like just to see if I can. What I'd like to do is sort of find out where it is and maybe do a quick reconnaissance of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you head for the bar. I'm just trying to quick find a couple of people up the bar here. Sometimes you guys you zag when I thought you'd zag, which is great.
Sorry, Jeff.
That's okay. No problems. No issues. So, got a couple people here at the bar. I guess I don't specifically have a bar map, but
no,
that's okay.
Theater of the mind.
Yes, that's what. Yes, So you're talking to who are you talking to? You got there's seems to be some off-duty soldiers in there. Perhaps a fellow who's a merchant for hire. A couple of women sitting with different people drinking.
Is this woman say what I'd maybe start with is like a barmaid? No,
yes, she's taking care of the tavern.
Yeah. So I'll buy a drink and kind of look around and say, I'm looking for a former associate of mine. He's, pretty good with sleight of hand, making things disappear, reappear. Any idea where a fella could find a fella?
A quick fella?
Quick fella might have a weapon under there.
I don't
think that to the panel.
I don't think it's a tavern.
We're partners.
So you're asking the
I'll start with the barmaid
woman.
or yeah.
and
I'll
she says,
I'll be rolling a silver coin sort of across my knuckles.
okay. She says, well, I need a little more information about what you're looking for to direct you in the right direction. Point you in the right direction, I should say.
I put the coin down and sort of slide it across the bar. I said, well, in my line of work, sometimes you come across people and things happen and maybe they kind of betray you. And this fella I'm looking for, pointy hat, stars on it, not too strong, magical. I take out another silver coin, just sort of appears in my hand, and I start playing with it, letting it roll.
Yeah, give me a charisma check here.
Okay.
See what you get. I rolled my dice, but I want to.
Oh, sorry.
14. That's all right. 14 out of.
I'm a 13. I'm not that charismatic.
13. Okay. She says, well, it sounds like you're looking for somebody kind of magical in nature.
Yeah.
She said, boy, that's more like a 3-coin question.
Oh. So I lay the one down, and as I'm laying it down, I flip my hand, and there's another silver coin in it, and I put it down, and I said, tell you what, there might be even another coin if you can help me find him.
She said, we seem to be up to 2 here.
Well, I put one down.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is the third.
I put the one that I was playing with down, and then as I'm putting it down, another one just appears in my right hand. I put it down.
She says, well, they don't come to this kind of establishment that often, but there certainly are rumors that the Magicians Guild operates within the city and comes and visits it, but they also have the ear of some very powerful people. You may not want to cross them.
Well, let's just say I know some pretty powerful people too. You don't worry about that. You just point me in a direction that'll help me.
Well, she said the rumors are that they have a citadel, high in the mountains north of the city. That they don't headquarter here because it perhaps would be too dangerous. Although they do, and it's even said that they're not sure who in town is a member of the Magicians Guild. Could be some very highly placed people, perhaps even within the churches.
Oh.
Ah.
Well, I mean, you must see quite a few people in this establishment. Is there anyone you could suggest that I might want to talk to? And I bring out a gold coin and I hold it in my hand.
She says, well, if you'd want to check in the antiquities markets, that perhaps there, because they may come to try and buy magical items. They may have seen them in there.
That sounds like good advice. Thank you, milady. And I put the coin down. And, of course, we never had this conversation. Right?
And she just says, enjoy your drink.
Thank you. And I quickly swig it and then saunter out. Oh, and I stick my head back in. Yeah, which way to the antiquities market?
And she gives you that. She does give you that information.
Okay.
The gate is the main gate to it is at High Street.
Okay. So I'll head over that way. But I won't take a direct route. I'm going to make sure I'm not being followed.
Are you picking up Velvaro along the way?
Yeah, I'll pop up beside him while he's.
How about the rest of the crowd?
Looking at the haberdasher's window. I know where to find him. He's at the haberdasher's.
Yes.
Well, now that I got some information from Brother Cadbow, I'm going to head for the antiquities market as well.
Yeah, sorry to railroad you to the antiquities
No.
market. That's what I have planned. That's what I have planned for today.
That's not railroading. That's good planning.
No,
It just
that's a
conf-
choo.
It
That's a choo.
confirms.
Sorry.
It confirms. No, it confirms our investigative process.
Yeah.
I
Should I
will
bring
grab.
everybody-
I'll grab Albion, Tolan, and Gronk from the library.
You're gonna have a hard time pulling at least two of them out of the library.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I must do this. Must be done. Where's that wisdom check?
Albion is
Do-do-do.
all too happy to leave this trashy library.
Wisdom
Anyway.
check.
Cheap graphic novels and
Pornography.
that too.
But Father Time, I've almost cracked the code. You see, there's a smudge here on this page of his novel, and there's an underline on this word.
And so actually, Gronk's quite excited actually because he's not sure it's going to work, but he has a spell called True Seeing, which will give him the ability to see things as they actually are. So he's also wondering, like, if something's been. He's thinking like an antiquities market, there could be something like they're trying to sell like boring stuff made to look great, but also there might be like amazing things that have been like magically hidden. So he gets that spell ready. He's like practicing. He wants to maybe cast a spell in case something pops out at him. Just FYI.
Okay. No,
So-
that's good.
I'll try to convince Tolan that he should come with us because we're looking. We found out that the book, the lost book, might be with this particular antiquities dealer.
Okay. Well then, obviously it must have moved from its initial position.
Oh, I
Good
have
work.
to move the. I'm sorry. I have to move the bookmark thing over, and then I have to ping everybody.
It's a good thing I bring these up.
The good brother tells me that every once in a while there are rumors of this book popping up for sale every couple of years, and it's always in the vicinity of the antiquities dealers that it comes available. So one of them may know who the current owner is.
Sounds like fine sleuthing. Let's go.
Sleuth away.
Why don't we sleuth away? Sleuth away.
Who's saying that anyway?
I can't. Hall & Oates, maybe?
No.
Malcolm McDonald, maybe?
Someone I've never heard about.
Yeah.
Steal away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that had been one of those one-hit wonder guys.
I thought you were saying sail away.
Robbie
That's what I
Dupree.
Oh, there is another one. Come sail away, but
Come sail away. It's about aliens.
Okay, in any event.
Robbie
Let's-
Dupree.
Yep. Even Leo Sayer had more songs than him, I think.
Yeah, two.
I Google like the best of them.
Robbie Dupree had two, or Leo Sayer had two.
Leo say that I know of. You make me feel like dancing, and the other one, when I
need you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hear this music as you're walking through town and you approach the antiquities market. Perhaps you'll never hear from those singers again. And you find the gate on High Street, and there are four fairly rugged, burly-looking men there. Now, these are not necessarily town guards, but they have a little bit of armor, and they're armed. Seem to kind of be blocking the entrance. Not intentionally, but, they're milling around purposefully.
Hired
What?
muscle.
I say to the friar, I said, Friar, what are we doing here?
We are looking for some clothing.
Oh.
Wink, wink.
So if we sort of stride up to these guys, do they look like they're going to part?
No, they're not moving quite very much.
I stroll right up to them and tell them to step aside.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, have you heard the good word of Harfoot today? That would make them run.
And this fella here, he gives you a look. He kind of chuckles to his friends. He's son. I don't think this is much of a place for young people.
I'm an official church business. Step aside.
He kind of laughs. Well, you can give me a charisma check. I'll see if that does anything for you.
Yeah, I'd be better at intimidation, but whoa! Wow, dude, I made a charisma check.
You made it. You crit it.
I rocks it.
Yep.
me with my 8 charisma.
He turns to one of the other guards. He says, maybe he's not a kid. Is it possible he's not a kid? Maybe he's just a real short fella. What do you think? What do you think, Arthur? How about anybody else doing anything in this situation? So Fire Time has at least confused them.
That's about the best I can hope for.
No, that's pretty good. And he says, maybe we should let him in. I'm not sure about his companions, but he says, go ahead, little man. See what you can do.
They're with me.
He says, and then he looks kind of suspicious. He's especially looking at Tolan with those robes. I don't know. You certainly charmed us with your charisma, he says. I don't know about the companions. Maybe it's better if they wait here.
He walks up and he says, my good men, what is the problem here? Let us into the market. We wish to buy products.
What market? Huh?
We're on our way to the antiquities market. And I kind of pat one of the guys, and I'm going to try to pick his pocket.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Are you ready, old? I say to my sword.
Let's see.
Nice.
10. Okay. You picked his pocket. He doesn't have much there, but he has some coins. No, it's not like jewels or anything, but he's been paid recently.
So, I'm not gonna take any of the jewels, but the coins, I'm gonna sort of hide anything like a jewel, something you might recognize, and I'll hold out the coin. And I'll say, here, you fellows, go and have yourselves a good drink. I was just at an excellent bar down the street. Please, on me.
All right, give me a charisma roll.
Well, now it's going to fall apart.
I don't know.
Oh, 14. Nope, doesn't beat my charisma. Or, yeah, it beats my charisma. My charisma is 13. I'm not as charismatic as that other halfling.
He takes the coins from you. And I rolled Shannon's dice. So he says, well, maybe you should accompany your little brother in there. Maybe keep him out of trouble. So that's where we are.
So now, are these guys facing Velvaro and Albion and Gronk and Tolan?
Yep.
Okay.
Milling around, but they're facing in that direction, yeah.
So I'm going to slide out my short sword and get ready to backstab one of these bastards.
Oh.
So you're just going to commit murder in the street here?
Well, no. If I'm looking at Albion and Velvaro and Gronk, and I'm thinking they're going to use the charisma of their weapons maybe to move these guys aside.
I have a different idea.
Fireball.
Yeah, fireball.
Okay.
No.
Just yell duck.
I did want to change that. I should make that.
And there are other people milling around. So just so you know.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't pull up my
You know,
sword.
the street's not especially deserted. Nobody's approaching these gentlemen. But it's, it's the middle of the day in the market areas.
Okay.
Maybe not quite Times Square, but
Is there one that seems to be running the rest? Like,
yeah, the one without the helmet.
the one without the helmet.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's the first one.
So I mutter something to myself and say, "Hey, friend, germ person. You do remember me, right? I was here a couple days ago. Me and my friends go past. I almost never use my term person. Thank you, Amulet. Humanoid creature of 4 hit dice or less, regard the caster as his trusted friend and ally.
Mm-hmm.
Receives a +5 bonus. Okay, if the creature is currently being threatened or attacked by the caster or his allies, so please don't attack or threaten. +5 bonus. He gets a +5 bonus.
He is your good friend now.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to be sure. So, come on, guys.
He says, "Oh, good. You certainly seem like a nice fellow, noble wizard. And he allows you to pass."
That was an odd change of mood, I say.
He just didn't recognize me from last week.
And the other's kind of looking at him like, "What are you doing? Why was he waving his hands around like that?"
That's how he greets people.
He's very
It's like a whole Jedi mind trick. I just, wave my fingers. Okay.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yes.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
You don't want, death sticks. You'll go home and rethink your life.
Let me tell you, as a teacher, that would come in so handy.
I need you to be quiet.
Oh,
You
my
like the
gosh.
silence.
There's value in doing my homework.
Yeah.
All right, so we're in the market. In the market for what? I don't know.
Trouble.
Trouble. So the market is crowded. Numerous people here, many different exotic people here from different places. Let me bring everybody over. I got to get Gronk and Father Time.
Like different regions of our planet, or are we talking like completely alien people, like we see in Prey walking next to a devil or something?
No, it's not quite the Star Wars bar.
Okay.
But like you can see, there's one fella here running one of the stands, an ogre. Everybody here who I have, mostly they're running. There's some people selling food, male and female sellers, some selling antiquities, some selling other homemade stuff, different arts and crafts kind of things as well. Books.
I whisper, "And what are we doing here?"
Locating a bookseller.
We are looking for Nana.
Called
Where was
Nara.
it? Nara. Nala. Is
Nara.
it Nala or Nara?
At least that's
Oh, all right.
Nara, I think.
Nara.
Okay. Okay. So we're looking for the book.
And the
dealer.
guy in the hat is not Jesus.
Oh,
Who? Albion? Thought you what?
Not him either.
Close.
This guy back here. So here's we were talking about useless things, useless information. In medieval art, only Jesus was allowed to face perfectly forward. So that's why whenever they would do a portrait, it was always a 3/4 portrait.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's that started to break down around the Renaissance. But for the most part, but so for the most part, when you see portraits, that's why it's always a 3/4 side view. But in any event, no useless information. I shouldn't be shown off. So who do you want to talk to?
I go over to this lady here and I say, "Are you Nara?"
She says it's called Nara, but what are you interested in? And she has quite a selection, a lot of jewelry and turquoise, some stuff that looks like a kind of emeraldish or jade, perhaps. That seems to be her stock and trade, is jewelry and bangles.
It's like that place I went to in Vegas.
Any
She
books?
says,
I've said I'm looking to buy books.
books. She said, well, I'm not really a person, but she said, but a lot of very nice jewelry. Perhaps there's a special woman in your life who would enjoy some of this.
Yes, there is, but she's on another world. But I shall buy one of your jewels if you can tell me where I could buy books.
What sort of books are you looking for? There's several booksellers. There's even some maybe not antiquities, more popular romantic tales. Perhaps some of Velvaro even.
That is me. I am Velvaro.
She said, are you perhaps from another plane?
Yes, I am. Well, no, I was been to a plane, lived there, and then I came back.
She's very confused.
Old books would do well. I lived the tales of the Velvaro books, so I don't need that dealer. How about old books?
Okay, so
maybe I should help him out.
Okay, you notice Velvaro starting to get himself in trouble.
Yeah.
Once you hear about
and I tell him, I interrupt and I say, we already have books about Velvaro. We don't need any more.
We have cereal at home.
But I want Count Chocolate.
We are interested in perhaps a tome by Persiero.
She said, "Oh, those are very hard to come by. The Church of Harfoot actually has quite a collection of them, but obviously the average person can't access that."
Well, I have seen them. I read some of them. Well, I'm looking for a particular book of the poem.
Now she looks a little skeptical when you say about that you've read these books. So give me a D20 roll.
19. It fails. Whatever you wanted, it failed.
Get the hell away from my stall. She starts kicking you.
She said, are you too interested in buying something? Or, and she's even looking around here, making sure she's not being distracted for a pickpocket or something.
No. He's over there. It's okay. I'm keeping an eye on him.
Okay.
Yo, hey, I snap my fingers. You.
Hey, what? I see a guy with a chef hat. That means
Let go of
food.
that man's sausage. You had the second breakfast.
Well, it's almost
And
lunch.
It's not time for 11s as yet.
Oh, I'm famished. I only had 3 eggs, a side of bacon, half a loaf of bread, 6 cups of coffee, and a small pint of ale.
Okay.
Not going to argue. Good point.
I can't argue with that.
No.
I assure you, madam, we are not attempting to burgle you or steal from you. I am from the Church of Harfoot, and I am looking for a particular book of the polymath, his so-called lost book.
Now, Velvaro, were you going to buy something? She's listening to Fire Time, but she's still keeping an eye on her wares.
Yeah, I told her I'd buy one of her jewels for any information.
Okay. So, anything, the jade, the turquoise, something gold? What, I don't know what you're interested in.
Silver?
Silver?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice silver brooch.
All right, sounds good.
Kind of a circle, and it has a feather.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like this. I'll take it.
Yeah, you saw that, and you kind of honed right in on that one. So she says, well, the kind of book the polymath's notebook, that's, I don't hear anything about that, but perhaps Albrecht could guide you a little bit better.
Yeah.
And she points over to Albrecht, and he is wearing a funny striped hat, sort of.
Oh, okay.
He seems to be a bit of a dandy. He wears his hair rather long. And you see that he has a stall with a lot of books and scrolls. Many of them are even kind of I don't know if you're going to go over there, or if you're going to do a direct approach, or what you're going to do. How about anybody else? I would just go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say we could go right over there, but I mean, Valvaro has purchased something from her, so she's at least made a little money off of us.
Yep. More than a little. Her prices are pretty good.
All right. And Valvaro likes to spend her money, so.
Anybody else doing anything at the market here?
Well, I want to talk to Chef Boyardee here.
Sure.
Is it food?
What would you like?
Oh, what's the special? What do you recommend?
I notice I'm avoiding any insensitive cultural accents here.
Hey,
just for YouTube's sake.
Oh, I was going to leap right into it. Manja.
And I keep my job.
I think you're really Swedish. I think you should go for Swedish Chef.
In the morning, the chicken.
Work.
Well, what would you recommend there, friend?
And he says, well, he has some breaded chicken on a stick here. He said, but it's really pork, he says, but it's quite nice.
Breaded chicken on a stick, but it's really pork. Well, Rascal Foot says, I think that sounds great. Anything else?
He has some very nice grilled vegetables to go along with it, with mushrooms and onions and some pepper in it.
Yeah, I'll have some of that
A
too.
little bit of carrots. So he said, you do have money, my little man.
Oh, of course. For fine fare such as this, and I hand over.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
he said, for a little extra, I don't really have a license for it. He said, but I could spot you, and he has a little jug underneath the counter.
I say, I think you've got the license to give me that, sir. And I pass another coin over to him.
So he gives you, it's a little jug, maybe about a pint or a pint and a half.
Ooh, yes.
I don't know if you're going to drink any of it or not.
Well, I'll do it discreetly.
Yep, and it has this taste. You're not sure that you've ever tasted before, but almost like it's definitely an ale, but perhaps it has a little bit of a sweet, nutty taste to it.
Ooh. Oh, I just got that. My goodness. I've never tasted anything this delicious before.
He says, and tell your friends to come back for more Chef Allen's. He says, I'm here all day.
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick question, sir. If I were to, perhaps want to buy books, where might one go?
He says, well, there's several sellers. He said, for if you want things very exotic, Thrush is the man. He specializes in different demi-human books and scrolls. He said, now Albrecht does more, more of the human magic user kind of interest things. it's some of it's a bit artsy for my taste.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm a much more down to earth guy.
Yeah, this is a gift for the wife. You know what? You know how you get sent on these little excursions. You know. So where would I find that first gentleman?
And he points him out
Okay.
discreetly. He just kind of waves in that direction, almost as though he's waving his hand, to check the fire.
Sure. I said, well, thank you, sir, and I will pass along my recommendation for your culinary fare.
It's quite good, especially the chicken on a stick.
That's pork. I like that.
Yes.
So I'll munch contentedly and sort of wander over in that direction. I kind of give my head a nod towards the other guys. You know,
Have any of the other Pennsylvania people ever had that?
chicken on a stick
Had
that's
what?
really pork.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have not actually.
You never had city chicken?
No.
That's what
Okay.
it's called. City
With pork?
chicken.
City chicken. I've had chicken on a stick, but I thought it was actually chicken.
No. Then you've never had.
Uh-huh.
It must be a coal region thing then.
It could be.
This will have to be something I try the next time I'm
I-
at a
I
cold
don't
region
suppose
event.
I don't suppose the stuff from the jug was Boilo.
No. It was the peanut butter beer.
It was the peanut butter beer.
Oh, okay.
But I do. I'm not a big drinker, but I do know about Boilo.
Yes.
Yeah, when you'd have a cold, you'd be given, even as a kid, they'd give you a little Boilo if you had a cold.
Well, yeah. It's delicious. I had a friend from Schuylkill County who made it.
I know that well. So, I haven't had it in 20 years or something. And even that was only when I'd have a cold. So, in any event,
Gronk.
yeah, there might be Boilo at the market too.
There could be.
Oh, there's even a City Chicken Wikipedia article. See?
Yep.
As there
And
should be.
it does say that despite the name, it is not chicken.
It almost never contains chicken.
Yeah. There you go. This actually sounds pretty good. Another Canadian variation from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan is composed entirely of veal.
Mm.
There you go.
Leave it to those Canadians to one-up us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, the bookseller is awaiting. Sorry to get everybody off track.
Nope.
All right.
Now Earl will be wanting me to bring him, try and get him some Boilo when I see him on the 25th.
Oh, no, I'll make my own.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
I found a good recipe. I usually use 4 queens.
Okay, that's the liquor you use to make it.
Yes, that's the whiskey I use. It's a cheap
Oh.
whiskey. Perfect for Boilo.
Yep. Where I'm from, if you knew the right person, they'd make it out of moonshine.
If I had moonshine, I would use it, but the stuff I did have made by a friend of mine, he had his own still, so he did make his own moonshine.
Okay. Hopefully it was the low methanol kind.
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's an engineer. He did it. He did it right.
Yep. Okay, so Albrecht the bookseller sees you coming over, and he kind of looks you over. He's not sure. I don't know who's all approaching him. Everybody?
You're all gang rushing me now. Well, if I see those guys go over, I won't crowd them. I'll sort of stand back because I don't want to. I don't want to scare anybody off.
What is this gentleman's name again?
Albrecht.
Albrecht. Oh, okay.
And I'm sorry, where is there? Gronk would like to be somewhere within like visual range, but if he can like go to like a neighboring stall and have a drink or peruse or something like that, he doesn't want to make it too obvious.
I signal over to Gronk. I've got my mouth full. Gronk, over there.
Where are you going back to Chef Allen, or are you going to
Yeah,
another
I'm
stall
pointing
that's
it.
nearby?
Yeah, I'm going to point to Chef Allen
Oh, okay.
if he wants.
Oh yeah, Gronk's always up for a meal. The Wanderer, he never knows
Okay.
where his next meal is going.
And he highly recommends the chicken on a stick.
Perfect.
Okay, so Albert says, is there something I don't who's approaching fire time? I'm sure Velvaro would tag along.
Yeah, just go in case anything goes wrong.
I don't know about Tolan and Albion. Or are you guys looking for?
Yeah, where is there a stall nearby, Albrecht?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
There's
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's one nearby. This fellow in the red scarf has it, and he has a lot of what look to be, many of them are clay and possibly religious icons or idols. Bits of things that might have actually been chipped off a temple somewhere.
Gotcha.
There's only 20 minutes.
Some mud still left and dried mud.
Saying there's only 20 minutes left. We really need to
What's
start
that again,
some combat.
Earl?
We only have 20 minutes left. We really need to start some combat.
Okay.
Well then, I fireball the orc. No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. So I just peruse his goods. Yeah.
Hey,
just to keep physically nearby and hear Albrecht.
What was that, Tolan? I'm sorry.
I just want to stay nearby, so I'm perusing his goods. If he tries to interact with me, I might make some idle conversation about this piece or that piece. And what would you? Do you know what the religion? Do you know what religion the barbarians worship up at the north? I'm looking for perhaps something for a friend. A goat, perhaps.
Sorry.
Right, and he has some little figure. He said, "Oh, this is just what you need." Although it's not, it's hard to tell. It's some sort of farm animal, and some kind of clay figurine.
Any farm animal would do.
He said, they're not really good sculptors up north, so they'll have things and they'll say this is a goat, but who knows? But definitely this was, some god, a goat or a bull or something that they would worship.
Okay.
He says, I have a few more, and he has some other pieces that are similar but slightly different.
Gotcha. All the same thing, but slightly different.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely from the same region. Definitely from definitely from the northern barbarian tribes. They had some kind of magic belt or something too. They believed in. I seem to remember.
Yes. And the magic pantaloons. It was a weird thing, I've heard.
Okay, so now Albrecht says, "Well, what are you gentlemen interested in buying?" And he looks, oddly at you, Friar Time. Velvaro also. He says, "I'm not sure what sort of ancient literature you'd be interested in."
I have no idea.
Well, I'm looking for a particular tome that I understand every couple of years comes up for sale. A tome by Persiero.
And he looks. He says, "Everybody's looking for that."
Well,
He said, "That's the hidden treasure." He said, "But I don't have anything quite that old or that obscure."
No.
And he does offer you some. He said, I have some very other nice items you might be interested in along those lines." Go ahead, Earl.
Oh, very interesting. Although I heard you were the person who would be able to connect me to the current owner.
He says, and he looks a little nervous about all this. He said, I don't know that I quite have that information.
No?
You know, he kind of even looks around to see who else might be watching in the marketplace.
Oh, no, no one's paying attention except for my friends.
You want to give me a roll, Earl? We'll see how amenable he is to your suggestions. This hasn't been going well. You never know.
I could roll a one. Hey, I made my charisma.
He says, "Well, why do you want this?" He said, "You know, the people who have this are not going to be nice to halflings."
My temple really wants it.
And he kind of looks around. And he's uncomfortable. He says, "Oh, you know, I would." Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And word on the street is it's a little hot to hold on to right now.
He says, "Come here," and he brings you back around the back, kind of the stall there, you know, where and he makes like he's showing you a special book. He says,
"Okay,
make like this is one of the special books." He says this.
Says,
he says, "Yeah, I was an orphan and I was raised in one of the temples, so you know without them I don't know what would have happened to me." He said, "The rumor is that this, you know, very, very powerful lord, he's very, very secretive, but you know, very, very powerful. I don't know if he's with the underworld or what. Has the old book."
Mm.
And he does tell you this. And he looks uncomfortable again. And I'm typing it out here.
Okay. I did not hear it from you.
In fact, he says, just a second, and he grabs a little slip of paper, a little slip of parchment, and writes it down there for you. So it seems to be Lord Arnathalim.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's an unusual name. He says, you know, some say that he has magic powers himself.
Mm.
I thank you for this information. I did not hear it from you. I don't want to get you into this. My companions and I will check it out, and I pass them some money for the information.
He says the glowing coast, they have a buyer. I hear they have a buyer.
The glowing coast?
Yes.
Hmm.
And he says that like he assumes like you would know exactly, you know, like he assumes you're from the city or you would know where that is.
I nod. Like I know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah. All right. So what's everybody doing?
I'm following Friar's lead. I'm just watching over him.
So while this is going on, and Gronk's kind of filling his face, and he's gonna try that true seeing spell. He thinks like he's not really sure kind of what's gonna catch his eye, but he thinks it's kind of like this range's touch, and he can with 120 feet he can see if something is like not what it's supposed to be, if something's either been magically hidden or making like something nice is being made dull or vice versa. You know, even just secret doors or sort of he can see through disguises.
So would that like let you
or illusions or things that are polymorphed or changed? Because he's thinking, you know what? the best place to hide something is in plain sight. So he's just wondering, like, as he's just kind of being a tourist, he's just kind of scoping the scene.
Okay. What you see, oddly, is you see kind of out through the gate, one of the guards in the helmet is starting to move off. And what you see with your true seeing spell there is that he's not really a human.
Oh.
He's a creature you probably, it's hard for you to tell. And again, he's moving away from you. So you see like the back of his head, it's kind of like a little bit slimy and like a blue color, almost like, it reminds you maybe of a frog or a toad a little bit, but you're not sure, but bigger. And he's definitely moving away and leaving. And the direction he's going is out towards out of the city.
You mean one of these guys?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll make it this one right here.
Okay.
Gronk wants to. Gronk really wants to follow this guy.
Mm-hmm. With your dwarven stealthiness.
I mean, if I don't mind following him.
That might be better.
Okay, so what are people doing? Just so I.
I think Albion's going to follow as well.
I would like to check out the city chicken now. Now that I've taken care of business, I think I need some nourishment, so I'm going to go get some city chicken. On a stick. Perhaps a little bit of that ale, the nutty ale.
He says, I don't have any of that left. He said, but I have a hot drink for you if you can handle it.
I have Harfoot on my side.
And he hands you this clear bottle, and in the bottom is like little bits of orange and raisins and currant.
Interesting. Is it warm?
Oh, it has a kick.
I'll catch up, okay? Yeah.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Yeah. This will knock you all the way to Shenandoah.
Yeah, so I'll just follow along. I'm still munching on my city chicken.
So you guys so Rascalfoot and Gronk are kind of pursuing this fellow who's moving off.
Albion is joining them.
And Albion as well, who is not what he seems.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you're all doing that.
Well, yeah, probably. Let me see if Dolan even recognizes that this has happened.
Oh, that's right. Brought Dolan over.
Yeah. Not Constitution. Well, Wisdom, because it's always my fun one. No, I'm still in the market.
Okay.
I turn around, all my friends are gone.
What the heck?
No. I'm still here.
Okay. I find Friar Time and I buy some city chicken. This remarkably doesn't taste like chicken. What did you use to spice this?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Surprisingly, it tastes exactly like chicken.
Where was Velvaro in all this, too? It sounds like somebody's grilling city chicken right now.
Well, sorry, that's
okay.
I was
I got
following the
somebody
fryer.
turning upstairs.
And
You're following Deep Fryer? What?
following the fryer, see, because he knows what we're looking for. So.
Okay. So he does not notice. I rolled the special dice.
Uh-oh.
He does not notice you following him. I guess there's enough people that you're able to mill about or to kind of mill in with the crowd. But as soon as like the crowds start to die down, you're moving a little bit further away from the marketplace, he takes off. And Gronk, you can see that he's bigger than, a little bit bigger than human size, so he moves pretty fast. So you certainly have the choice of trying to run after him and tackle him, or you could, or he may get away. I'd say if you're going to do anything, you'd have to make a call. You do notice he's heading out of town. Now, Velvaro, I think you might have heard about I don't know if Friar Time told you about the glowing coast on the way out, or he didn't bother to.
Okay.
Did you Friar Time or no?
What?
Did you tell Velvaro anything
Tell him what?
about the glowing coast?
What? What about the glowing coast?
Okay. Got it. Friar Time is too deep in his cups.
What? Huh?
I say, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Yep.
Let's go get him. Let's like follow him if we can. It's a chase.
Okay.
The game is afoot.
I think it's
All
a
right.
toad, actually.
So if you're going to chase him, let's say there'd probably be a Constitution roll, to see if you can run and keep up with him.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to eventually I'm gonna have to probably do another roll to see if he notices, because if people are running after you, you probably would start to suspect something.
Okay. So I'm gonna do my roll here. Oh, good stuff. I've got a Constitution of 10.
Mm-hmm. Has just made it. Okay, so Gronk's still following him. How about Albion, Rascalfoot, and Vilvaro?
I'll try to.
I mean, 8 out of 12.
Let's see.
Okay, so yep, everybody's still with him so far. I guess Rascalfoot, are you?
Yeah, 11 out of 14.
Okay, I didn't know what his con was.
Whoa, he's a pretty tough dude.
Yep.
Oh,
Rascalfoot.
yeah. Well, you sound surprised.
Sorry, 8 out of 12. I think. Okay. Still
Nope,
mid.
I fall behind.
All right, so you'd notice that Albion is wearying a little bit and can't keep up for right now.
15 out of 14.
Come on, Grim Brim, hurry up.
If it was a witch, he'd be
Oh, yeah,
after,
he'd be in
after
there.
her. Okay, so I have to roll to see if he notices you now. You got yes, he notices you.
Row.
What's the plan?
And you see him reach out to one of the walls nearby.
No.
Anybody trying to do anything?
How far away is
I
he?
give you a chance. I guess you could try to close with him if you wanted to.
I cast my rune of binding.
Okay, we're gonna try. Well, you're further back, Albion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Darn.
I don't know if you'd be within range or not.
Well,
Gronk casts hold person.
there you go.
All right, let's see if that works.
Do I roll or does he roll?
I have to roll a saving throw.
Oh, okay.
What did I get? An 8. Yeah, no, let's see. Saving throw, you got to roll over. So no, he does not make it.
Yes.
Woohoo!
And you can see, although the others can't see, I'll show you his true form here.
Ooh.
Oh, this will be a nice. Pretty wrap up. So you can see he's sort of like a froggish lizard thing, kind of big and
Wow.
hulking.
Whoa.
Wow, that's uglier than Gronk.
I'll be nice.
Nothing's uglier than Gronk.
Nice.
So you have held him before he was able to do anything else. I don't believe they can talk while they're held person, right?
Oh, and I have to roll 2d8 for number of turns, I think.
Okay.
Let's see here. Do.
At what point was he held by the spell when he was reaching towards the wall?
Oops. 2 turns. Make it quick, guys.
That's like 2 minutes, right?
20 minutes, isn't it?
20 minutes, yeah.
20
Six
minutes,
turns
I'm
is an
sorry.
hour. Yeah.
Okay, rounds are sure. I always lose track of the time. He was like in mid reach and
Like, could we
waving
tell
his-
where?
Well, does my
like you mean in terms of what building?
Yeah, what he was going to press. Was he pressing on something, you said?
It just seemed there's a wall there, and there's a house or something behind it.
Okay.
well, my true seeing spell should. Let's see here. What's going on here? I
Might be able to
think
see a secret door.
I think so. Let's see here. True seeing. Yeah, I can notice secret doors, or polymorphed, or I can see through illusions, invisible creatures, or transmuted things. So if something's hinky with this wall, or there's a switch, I should be able to see it.
It's a wall.
Hmm.
It's a pretty solid, city wall. Like I'm saying, there's probably some kind of room or, house or chamber behind it, but you don't notice nothing's glowing or showing. There's no like special rocks or anything like that.
I noticed like I can detect as a dwarf. I can detect like new construction on a roll of 1 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe let me just see if I can.
Go ahead.
2. So do I notice anything like the construction of the wall is sort of different, or maybe he's going to climb it?
No, pretty much it's just a wall. Just maybe he was looking for somewhere to get away, as best you can tell. Doesn't seem like he was heading anywhere specific. So sorry, I don't have better results. Now, how about Friar Time and Tolan? Are you guys going to try and catch? And Albion, you can catch up with them at this point.
All right.
You could catch your rune of bind. You could cast your rune of binding now if you wanted. Although he's held.
I'll wait till if he manages to break it or after the round is up.
Grunk assures him this will last hours, maybe days. One of his best ever spells.
You are most certainly a terrible liar. Please never play poker.
I do notice the others are gone.
Okay.
I
But
made
you
a
don't
wish-
much care.
I ask. I see Tolan. I ask, where did they go? Where did the others go?
I don't know.
All right.
I saw you. I figured I'd wander over here. Did you guys find out anything?
Why, yes.
Well, let's not talk about it here.
Oh, okay. Do you want to head back to the temple or the library? We can go back to. He is a lovely person. Still very happy.
Okay. So this evening, you spent your time trying to get information about where this lost notebook is, and you did find out in the market about this glowing coast, and perhaps the notebook is to be sold or given to somebody, that perhaps a deal is going to be going down. So you do have some information about where it might be. And you've also discovered through Gronk's spell that some of these guards are not what they seem. So there must be, there's other than the Magician's Guild, there must be some other faction involved here. And you found out that there's a very powerful but mysterious person who has the book. It's the one making the sale. He may even be sort of like a mafia boss, sort of, or a crime boss. Lord Arnath Elim. It's hard to say. Yes, it's an odd name, almost otherworldly or other species. I don't know if anybody would. And like you've seen that this guard is not what he seems. He is some very strange and unusual species.
And does it, just before we close
Sure.
tonight, like just because Gronk's kind of been around a bit. Any chance he might like
Give a roll.
Okay. I'm not sure.
Probably be a wisdom thing to see if you know.
Oh, okay,
any.
no problem. Yeah, I've got a wisdom
16 probably.
16. So in his
Can't-
travels, has he come across this kind of creature before?
No. In fact, you have heard of strange kind of frog, blobbish kind of creatures, and they come from another plane. And you don't know if you can't remember if this is the name of the plane or the name of the creature. You seem to remember something like Slaadi,
Oh.
I was going to say,
or maybe it was salad. You're not sure. I like Caesar salad myself.
Yeah. That's their king.
All these
Although
extra
it's still have to
planar
pay for
creatures are
mostly lettuce.
all these creatures from other planes. We're gonna have to like find a local version of like Doctor Strange or something, and like.
I think we have it. Have him in the party.
This is getting
What?
scary.
Who? As I look up for my book. I get a whole.
Oh yeah, Tolan. If there's antique books in this market, you'll never get them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to knock him unconscious.
This is
Yeah,
where I'll
true.
be spending my weekends. Antiquing books.
Oh, I do love doing that. I love booking.
All right. So
I did pick up an interesting. I picked up an old copy of Arc of Triumph by the same author as All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh yes.
Picked it up at a used bookstore in Bangalore.
Ooh.
Very interesting.
of all places.
Of all places, yes, a book written by a German about World War One, or post World War One.
It was right next to the book of boilo recipes.
I did not find any boiler recipes in India.
I'm sure they have their own local variant.
Not really.
Well,
next week is March 1st.
I'll be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That should be good.
I'll be there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe I am good. I'm just checking. Yeah. Yes.
Yet.